today. I feel a little cold as it was yesterday morning. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Shaquita. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing her name Shaquilla. Um, the incident about the lady who went to Mexico with her friends. I think she was a 25-year-old girl, young lady, and she went to Mexico with her friends. And when she went there, I don't know if it was 5 friends or 4 friends, but it was a bunch of them. When she went there, they came back home, but she didn't come back home. And they told the mother that she died in Mexico from alcohol poison. Mm, alcohol poison. Let me tell you something. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. When people think they're going to get away with stuff, I just don't understand how you think you're going to get away with stuff. You think that you're going to do a drive-by and pop people and won't nobody know that you did this. You're the only person that think you know. No, God saw it all. The angels witnessed it all, and your judgment will come. Like, I just don't understand the wickedness and the generation. Well, we are living in the last days, so I understand that. A lot of it has to do with the brats that you're raising that don't even have a conscience, that don't care, not remorsing. They selfish as self. So let me go back to what was told to me. So yesterday I'm on the way home, and I usually call my god sister up on the phone. And I'm like, yeah, girl, what's going on? Just getting off of work. She like, I'm just getting off my laptop. Like, we just conversing. And of course, we like, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? It's so funny because now we sound like the seniors. We talking about what's going on. Just like those college students that were brutally murdered. And the police officer said he's never seen anything like this. Like, whatever they used was a very sharp object. I'm thinking like they must have used a sword or some stuff to sit up there and do this to these college students and these families and mothers and fathers that have to get the phone call that their child is dead. And it's different if your child died versus being murdered. I mean, it's the same feeling you hurt, but it's even more when you find that your child was a part of being murdered. It it's a difference. So when I was speaking to my god sister yesterday, she had basically told me about Shaquilla. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she was like, "Did you hear about the kids that the 25-year-olds that went over to Mexico and then they came back, but the girl didn't come back, and they told the mother she died of alcohol poison, and now the video has been released of her fighting in the room, and she was naked." And I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like, it was so shocking to me. I literally pulled over to look at the video. And the one thing I noticed, because she was like, and they're trying to say that it was a man that was beating on her in the video. I looked at the body of that bigger woman, and it was a woman. And I could tell, like, the woman, she looked a little bit older because she was a little bit like out of shape. Not a little bit, she was out of shape, but she was so huge. And the amount of anger that raged through that woman's body was of a gorilla pounding someone. Like, they pound that girl like she was a rag doll. The girl was naked, and while she wasn't even fighting back. The big girl took her and flung her around and just started kicking her in her back, her neck. He flung her, and I'm like, right then and there, she probably broke her neck right then and there. But what was really fascinating, not fascinating, but what was really horrible about the whole situation is the three people that sat in the back with the voice. Why you ain't fighting her back? Why you not fighting her back? 'Cause I don't want to. They whipped out their video cameras. They whipped out their video cameras and they taped her being assaulted. As the United, I don't think these stupid black young adults, and I'm gonna call them black because we talk about Black Lives Matter, but we got more serial killers that are black men out there, and I'm saying it, serial killers. Well, Mona, how do you mean? See, you thinking about Jeffrey Dahmer when you think about a serial killer, but you're not thinking about the one that had a gun that got so many bodies off that and do the same drive-bys and then walk away like nothing happened. That's a serial killer. But y'all sit up here and you talk about Black Lives Matter. I know, I guarantee you, all the black folks that's on here, you know somebody that knows somebody that got popped by a black person, right? Right? But we talk about Black Lives Matter. But they went over to Mexico. You had to get a visa. You had to take your photo. You had to show your birth certificate and all of this. And you got on a plane to go to Mexico to commit a crime like that. And then you fled the country and left her body there. I hope and pray that the FBI gets involved around every single so-called friend and drag them right on to Mexico and let the Mexico authorities prosecute them and put them under the dirt jail that they belong in. Yeah, I said it. They don't even deserve to be in American jails because you know American jails, they give them 3 meals a day and some snacks. They need to go right over there. They committed the crime in Mexico. Even if he said, I had nothing to do with it, you were the accomplishment. What is she? What is that lady? What are those people called? The anchor was like, we really don't know what the cause of death was. And we really, girl, shut up. You need to be fired. We know what the cause of death was. If the coroner is basically saying that her freaking neck was snapped, her spine, she wouldn't have been able to walk again. She was basically paralyzed. We know what the cause of death was. We can see just the way that that woman was pouncing on her and took her body and swung her around, her small frame around, and the way she beat her. Get up, you want to fight? We need her to be dragged back to Mexico. We need the state officials to use the American people that come on your soil as an example. And FBI needs to be involved with that. This is not the police jurisdiction. FBI needs to be involved with it. They need to play back the videotapes, take all of them. And the boy is like, bro, bro, it was my birthday, bro. Bro, I ain't come there for that, bro. I have $500. You need to be dragged back too. And you need to learn how to speak English or Spanish where you going. I'm tired of you ignorant fools that think that freedom is just so freely given when so many people want to take it away from us. You so ignorant, and you especially black people. And I have to say it. Our people fought. They fought to learn how to write. They fought to learn how to read. At one point in time, they weren't even allowed to know that. It'll be a letter in a slave hand and say, kill them when they get there. And they wouldn't even know. They got their own hit out in their own letter for them to be murdered. And y'all can't even speak English. Black Lives Matter, though. Y'all can kiss my behind with that. My brother, when he died, he did not die by a white man. He died by a black man. You got more serial killers out here, black men. Yes, 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 yes. We're not gonna talk about the three. Was it three or was it four basketball players who were in Virginia? And they were on our side of town, just went to DC to see a play or something and went back home. And one of them got shot and killed while he was sleeping. Who did it, y'all? Was it a white man who did it? No, it wasn't. It was a black man who did it. But black lives matter though, right? Black lives matter, especially in hip hop, the Bad Girls Club, love and hip hop, all that mess and that trash that y'all put on TV, and you breeding a nasty society that don't even care about your own. Don't even care about your own. You went as a group. You should not be able to walk away and come to the United States like as if something didn't happen when one of our folks got murdered over there. Now, if it was an accident, hey, you put your hands on it. So when you ready to wreck somebody, you ready to fight them to the death. When you wreck somebody, you not thinking, oh, I'm just gonna beat you up, woo woo woo. You ready really to fight, and you knew you were bigger than her, and the girl didn't even fight you back, and you wouldn't even stop. She should have been shot dead the way that she was hurting that girl. If she was doing that on in the States and the police pulled up the way she was dragging her around, you got all that mouth. Come on, fight. Come on, fight. Like I could tell, like when she was fighting that girl, there was something not human that was inside of that woman's body. The rage that she had for her. And whether that girl had to be intoxicated or not, and the reason why a lot of people are saying that is because the girl was naked the whole time she was being abused. I don't ever want to hear that BS Black Lives Matter. Tell the black people that Black Lives Matter. Tell these stupid young black people that Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I said it. And then go back to the black mother, the black young adults, and then tell the black mother that her black daughter died from alcohol poison. She died from alcohol poison. That's what happened. But Black Lives Matter though, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keep putting this trash music out here to create these little demons, but Black Lives Matter though, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're not even going to, no, we could go there too about the college students, how they were found and brutally murdered white college students. We're dealing with an evil generation here. And I have to, and at first I was like, man, I'm not gonna say nothing. No, but we gotta say something. Because if we don't say something, if we don't speak up about it, if we let things like this slide through the cracks, it's gonna come back even more. I would be furious if this happened to my sisters. I would be furious if this happened to my niece. I would be furious if it happened to my daughter. Y'all think y'all just got away, y'all, and then guess what? The anchor tried to call those four young black adults that went to Mexico to see what's going on. And none of them answered their phone. All of them disconnected. All of them got new numbers. And a big girl that was up there wrecking, that was swinging her around, she's hoping won't nobody identify her, but you're so silly and stupid. You had a visa. They know everybody who was on that flight and everybody who checked in that daggone room. You're not going to hide that long. You do know that, right? I don't know if her body's still over there, but the FBI gonna get involved when anything happens over. We got embassies and stuff like that. When anything happens to American citizens, it has to be reported back to our people so we can investigate and figure out what happened. And y'all think y'all gonna just roam around and act like nothing happened, and you still on social media. I ain't been so look. Some people are like that's not my issue. Yeah, but you imagine you go somewhere. Why you not fighting back? May they all go to jail. May they all go to jail. I don't. The one I saw the girl holding the camera. You could see one holding the camera that's basically taping the other people holding the camera and the nails. You just gonna watch your friend. You gonna just watch your friend get her get get whooped and abused. You just gonna sit back and not do nothing. We not too long ago went on vacation, and me and one of my close friends, we got in a heated like argument, and my cousin like, both of y'all be quiet, and we both was like, okay, but y'all didn't even do that. Y'all did not even do that, man. And then you sit up here and you wonder why society looks down upon a certain group of people. Barbaric behavior. That's not the only group, though, of color. I mean, you got a lot of group of folks, literally. Just evil, man. Just straight evil. I mean, I don't understand. Like, why would you want to fight somebody that's smaller than you? Why would you want to, knowing that you can beat them? And then everybody whipped out the cell phones. That's the thing that got me. Like, y'all were all in the room, and it looked to be uh the room that they were in. It looked to be like the master bedroom. That girl was naked. You couldn't even tell her to put some. Gee, you know what? I pray. I really pray. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. I pray in the mighty name of Jesus that the FBI get involved and all of her so-called friends be tried and took back to Mexico. They don't deserve to be in the United States. There are people that are trying, that's from Mexico, that's just trying to fight to get over here to obey the laws of our land, and you go over there and you act you I can't. I can't. And I know they searching the web trying to figure out what everybody's saying. This is what I'm saying. All y'all need to go to jail. The mother needs to make sure that the FBI gets involved with it. Like this right here, you think that, oh, I committed a crime overseas, so nobody would know about it here. And I'm just gonna, tell everybody like, look, yo, bro, bro, I, it was my birthday. It's my birthday. You think I'm gonna go overseas and then somebody die and I'm gonna just beat it, bro? Like, bro, take your bro. If you don't drag his behind, I'm sure when he facing like 40 to 50 years, he gonna speak normal. Yes, Your Honor, this is what happened. I witnessed it. I'm sure the truth is gonna come out. The youth of today is so I don't know. I can't even say the youth of today. I can honestly say it's just some people are just they're not they're not empathetic. They they don't have any remorse. They just it's soulless. And the way she beat her like that, like how could you even walk normal anymore? How come you don't hear from her? How come she's not saying anything? That was a big woman. How come you all in hiding? Y'all was the ones whipping out the cell phones to show us your barbaric behavior. You were whipping out the cell phones to show us how horrible you are, how empathetic you are. You whipping out the cell phones to make fun of somebody being hurt. I'm just trying to, and then her mother has to go online and see that fight over and over and over and over again of her baby being abused. And you whipped out those cell phones for what? What you did in the open, may you get everything that what you deserve. I really pray that God really handles this situation. And I don't know if the girl was saved. I don't. And Dag, I just remembered a dream I had. I just remembered a dream I had about a girl. I didn't know who she was, but I'll share the dream some other time. Anyway, I think it's a horrible thing. Like, anyway, only the Holy Spirit can convict you. You cannot be dwelling with the Lord. Some people want to, we don't really know what happened. No, we know what happened. A group went down and and they witnessed an assault, but you didn't realize the way you were assaulting that girl. You snapped, you severed her in such a way that she died, and all of y'all just decided y'all was gonna flee the country. Y'all thought y'all was just gonna flee the country, and then it all hits. Oh, I mean, the thing is so big. Like, you got people not even from here speaking another language talking about this, and they're analyzing the video that you put out there. All of them, from the girls that was there with the videos, from the men, the voice or whatever. All of them. You ain't even gotta sit up here and pick and choose. Every last one of them need to be tried. Because trust me, when people's freedoms are at stake, you're gonna see a lot of folks start snitching. You're gonna see a lot of folks start telling the truth of what really happened. But they all need to be taken back to Mexico. They shouldn't be amongst the rest of everybody else that's abiding by the laws. We shouldn't have killers walking amongst us. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have excuses and people that want to hide because of what you did. We shouldn't. They fled the scene really, really quick. And I really hope and pray, like, and I am going to be praying for her mother, for her family. I don't know if the young lady was saved, but there need to be I just hope and pray that the FBI gets involved with it. And even with the kids like in the college, like, what the rage of somebody to do something to them. And the college is talking about like this has never happened. And these kids come from very small towns. Kids go out. My thing too is I hate to say it, no, let me say it. Why do they even have buildings for kids to go to college? And anyway, I mean, everything is on computers now. These people had children, young adults that went off to college to experience the life of being on their own and around other people, just for their just for them to come home in body bags. You that's not school ain't even safe like it used to be. You won't even want your youngins to go because of that. And it's bad enough too that a lot of people fare on traveling, but to go somewhere and travel and have your own party do something like that to you. And then they walking amongst us like they just gonna keep an oath together, like we not gonna ever say anything, and it's on video. It's on video. Like you literally take this girl being assaulted. And like as if it was entertainment to y'all. Oh yeah, look at this fight, y'all. Look, it's why you ain't fighting back. Y'all just like some vultures. You just sitting there jealous. Remember, I was just talking about the day before yesterday, jealousy. It was a bigger lady and it was a smaller woman, and the woman said something, and I knew just by the tone of the bigger lady, the plumper woman, that she was jealous of this slender lady just because of the words that she said out of her mouth. She was very jealous. She said things like, ugh, that's gross. Oh, gross. Like, she was trying to put her down, and she was like, why'd you say that? And it was basically like the taint to drop that into her spirit. And I'm thinking to myself, you hating on the lady. Like, come on. You got to be very, like I said, you got a lot of people out here that look at you and they really want to destroy you. They really want to put their paws on you because they're jealous of you. Now, when you go and look at the girl's photos, some of the photos that she put out there, when you look at her photos, and you got a lot of jealous people, and the rage that girl had on her. It is always, back the day when they used to fight, you throw one punch and you see what's gonna happen. The way she wailed on her like some freaking insane gorilla, I'm like, I cannot believe, in as big as you are, you on the corner, like you kicking her and stomping her and putting her on the ground. Like, I had a very weird dream, okay? I do not know what this dream was about. And sometimes I don't I sometimes God will show me a dream and I may not understand what it's about until it actually comes to pass. Now, if you go through my videos from way back when, I had a dream about a woman, and I was driving in the car. I think I was driving, it was very dark. Yeah, she died. And I remember going through it looked like a, what are those things, the drawer. I felt like I was at a precinct, like a police station, and I was going through the files, and I looked up her file and I said, oh my goodness, she had a son. I knew she died. And when the police came, I I was already there, but when they came around, I said, are you gonna lock me up? And they said, no, we're gonna lock him up. And it was some gay guy or whatever that the police was about to lock up. Years later, I literally lived it where a woman died and I was talking to her son, which recently just happened. But I had that dream. It's on my videos. I had that dream a couple of years ago. Now, this is going to sound very, very strange, but I had a dream a couple of days ago that, and the dream was bits and pieces. It was this. I remember an animal. This thing was like a big black cheetah, and it was coming toward. And I ended up moving, but it was not huge. It was not of this world type of creature. But one part of the dream I do remember was that it was a black woman. She had to be like 20. She had to be in her 20s. And this is the crazy thing about the dream. She had Hennessy. She had a bottle of Hennessy in her right hand. And her body she was basically naked, but the bottom part looked like she had underwears or something on. And I remember taking her and putting her in the bed. I put her, like, not my bed, but in a bed. But I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was, but she was a dark skinned woman. And I put her in the bed. And from the bed, it looked like a bunk bed or something like that. And it was like as if you would take a child and lay a child down, like to put them to sleep, like to put them in the bed, like that. Nothing any other type of way. But when I woke up from this dream, I was wondering what the heck was that and who the heck was that. When I'm now, and then this was brought to my attention yesterday that a young lady had passed away, and I'm like, who, who was it? So when my god sister was explaining it to me, now I understand that dream. Because again, I don't know. I mean, this lady was a very dark-skinned lady, and she looked like she was young too. But one thing I remember, she had no daggone clothes on, but she had a bottle of Hennessy. I don't drink Hennessy. She had a bottle of she had Hennessy on in one arm, and there's something significant of Hennessy. I don't know if that woman was drunk, and I had this dream. Was it yesterday? I had this dream yesterday when I woke up yesterday. And I didn't find out about. I saw little clippings and stuff here and there, because when you turn your computer on, you see little clippings and stuff. But I didn't find out about this until I was speaking to my god sister. And when I look at the girl's photo, she literally looks like the girl in my dream. Now I don't know if there was drinking that was involved, but I will say this is that there's something that was up for the girl to have been naked. There's something that was up for the girl to have been completely naked. And I just want to share that. Again, I literally just remember that dream while I'm sitting here riding with y'all about like it was literally brought back to my memories about a young girl. I wouldn't say girl, but a young lady, and she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She just had like a bottle of Hennessy in her hand, and from the top to her bottom, she was basically her chest was exposed. She was a dark-skinned woman. I remember she was a dark-skinned woman. She didn't say anything. And I remember putting her in, if she was in a bump bed, I put her in the bump bed like a child. And then the dream switched to something else. But I did not know the significance of that. Like, number what the Bible tells you, don't drink heavy drink. But I didn't know the significance of that until I was literally riding down the road talking to y'all, and then all of a sudden that dream came back into my view, just like those when I put out a video. But in the video, I didn't title it those. It was basically the Travis Scott. But in the video, I mentioned a dream that I had about. It looked to be like a wand. It looked to be like one. It looked like a stick, but I knew that it was used as sorcery. And in the dream, I don't know if I said it out of my mouth. I have to go back to the video, but I said this needs to be banished. And when I woke up from that dream, I realized, why didn't I say destroyed or placed away? It needs to be banished. And whatever he was dealing with was something that was not in this world. And I knew that the stick that was brought before me, it was literally levitating. Nobody was touching it, but I knew that I was with a group of people who were, um, I guess, saints, because we were like the good guys, and what we saw in front of us, it was levitating, and it was like a stick. It looked like something that you would like things that you see like on Harry Potter, but it looked like a regular stick, not a regular stick, but it looked like a stick, like something. You saw me getting over, man. Something's wrong with people. but it looks like something. It looked like something like out of the woods, but it was shaped a different way. It just looked like a stick. But I knew when I was looking at it that this thing was like something that they use in sorcery, and that the guy, I knew that it was a male who had it. So when I woke up, I was thinking about Travis Scott because I had just did a video on Travis Scott when everybody went to that concert. And in the video, I basically said this stick. And then literally, lo and behold, a couple of days ago, I'm scrolling through YouTube, and guess what they selling in their commercials? They're selling those daggone Harry Potter wands. And all of a sudden, when I looked at it, my dream came back to me, and I said, "Oh my gosh, this is the daggone thing!" Like they're selling it, and it was like, yeah, they're trying to make it like as if witchcraft, and of course, when they send you those, I don't know if they have spells or something that goes along with that, but my dream came back to me once I saw that Harry Potter commercial. And it wasn't even a Harry Potter commercial. It was just like, hey, we're selling these wand sticks. And people are like, oh my goodness, oh, what am I going to get? I'm like, that is basically they're selling Ouija boards. And then when I saw it, my dream came back to me that I had a while ago. I had that Travis Scott. I think I did that video like over a year ago. It's like all of a sudden my dream came back to me. I don't know if it was over a year ago, but whatever the time frame happened when he had that concert. But the dream came back to me. So when I was literally just writing down, talking to y'all, the dream came back to me about the dark-skinned woman that was holding a Hennessy bottle. Now, I don't like I said, I don't know nobody that I have cousins, I have friends. They did not look like her. This was a young woman. This was a very young woman. I don't know if there was alcohol that was involved. Usually it is when you in your 20s and you ready to pop off and party. Usually there's alcohol, there's weed, there's all types of things. But the thing that stood out in that video was that number one, the young lady didn't have any clothes on when she was being assaulted, and she wasn't fighting back. She wasn't fighting back, and everybody was in their chair sitting like off with her head, like, you know. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you something. Thank God for people who care, people who would speak up, because people like that think that just because they don't care, they think that everybody else is not going to care. And God will bring certain things to you that you have no idea about. And sometimes it may mean for you to pray. Because I remember, and I still do from time to time, I would have, I could be sitting there and all of a sudden I'll see like a Cinemax, not even a Cinemax, but I'll see flashes of people that I don't even know. And sometimes God is calling you to pray for those particular people, intercede for them, even if you don't know them by name. But I really do pray that justice does reign on that particular situation, because that is an absolute shocking and a horrible situation to be in. You see someone that's being assaulted, that's being hurt, you need to help. You If you too afraid to get involved, you need to call the police. You need to call the police. If it's your kid or your whatever that come back and act like ain't nothing happened, you know better. You need to tell them you gonna get out of here. I'm calling the FBI right now. The FBI, like, if it was my kid that went somewhere and a crime was committed like that and she fled the scene and act like ain't nothing happened and she was videotaping it, oh, the FBI would be waiting. I'd be like, so what happened? Because I don't raise no monsters. What happened? That's just like that mother. she next door there was a girl who was missing, and the entire neighborhood went to look for her, and they couldn't find her. And the mother was up and
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I know I done talked a lot, but we gotta continue. We gotta pray. We gotta do better. And it's not even just we just gotta continue on praying, because I'm gonna tell you something. When you have witchcraft that is floating around here with people messing with wands, Ouija boards, not seeking God, not seeking the word, people are becoming selfish of self. They're all about themselves, and they don't. When a society starts becoming like that, they're not going to be sensitive to when somebody is hurt or when somebody needs help. Well, I remember when I was a little girl. I think I had to be like maybe 10, and this guy was beating up on me. Like beating up on me in front of people, and they would not, well, he was a boy at the time, and they wouldn't stop it. And the lady pulled him, was like, "Is everything okay?" I didn't say anything, but I was, in my heart, I was hoping that she was going to get out and she was going to be like, "Okay, y'all need to separate. I don't know what's going on." I was hoping that she was going to come to my rescue. Sometimes some people are so afraid that they really hope somebody will get involved to help them out of the situation. And so when I think about that young lady, she didn't say a word and she didn't fight back. And the reason why she didn't fight back is because she was afraid. She could have been drunk, but she was afraid because everybody was against her in that room. Years ago, when I was in my 20s, I was with a guy who was abusive. And I'll never forget that his cousins was there, and he was whooping my behind, and I was trying to get my car and leave, but my car was dead and I couldn't get out the house. And I called my cousin, and around that time we didn't have the iPhones. We had those T-Mobile phones with the little push buttons. I called her and was like, "I really need to get out of here. I really need to just get out of here because he's gaining up on me in front of his cousins." And the cousins like, "You better not call the police either. You better not call the police either, Mona." And I'll never forget this. When the phone hung up, I just thought, I'm done. I'm in here. Both of his cousins that, like, he's beating on me. They probably gonna jump me. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Y'all, I'll never forget the knock at the door. And when the door opened up, it was my sister, it was her husband at the time, and it was my other sister. When I tell you, I went from scared to now I'm talking smack because my people is there. Like, I was like, yeah, and I was going off. Like, I was so happy to see my people. Like, they showed up. What's going on? My sister came through the door, and back then she was big. My other sister came through the door. Even her husband, and I couldn't stand, he walked up in there with all them rings like, "What's up?" Man, everybody back down. Everybody back down. Everybody down because they was like, "Oh, her people here." So I know how it feels to be in a situation where you can't say anything when your back is against the wall and you feel like there's no hope. But I'm gonna tell you something. God, when that phone hung up, my cousin called my sisters. They jumped in the car, and my people showed up. I thought I'm done for. They wouldn't let me leave. They wouldn't let me do anything. I was just basically sitting in a corner. I thought I was done for. I'm not even gonna lie. When I think about that time, when that guy, I was only like 18, 19 years old, and the guy was like a year younger than me, putting his hands on me. Years later, the dude is gay. Jealous dude. The whole time you in the other dudes, and later on down the line, you sitting on other dudes' laps. But there was nothing like that feeling when you just thinking like this is it. So all she basically could do is not, you if you fight back, you don't know if you're gonna get jumped. You went somewhere with some fuck feel on the way back on the plane. Fight is done. My people gonna know this as soon as I step on the ground. Do you really think maybe do you think they didn't want back home? Anyway, I really pray and hope that all her people. I really pray that all her friends get locked up and go to jail. Yeah, but that just gave me a flashback. Man, when my people came through that door, whew, and to this day, I can't stand who my sister married. I mean, I'm not gonna say I can't stand. She shouldn't have married him. But even him showing up, I was just so happy. Like that's family. Family will show up. If you got a good family, they're gonna be like, what? What's going on? And they cared enough for me. They could have just said, well, nah, it's too cold outside. They cared enough for me that they showed up and they knocked on the very door where I was in trouble in. Sometimes people be wanting folks to step in and say something and help them. That's why we're here. We are here to help one another. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know what would have happened. Because when you got people against you and they jealous of you and they want to hurt you, you got people siding up with that. You don't know what the outcome will be. But I know I was in fear. I was in fear. I mean, so imagine she's naked, man. She's totally naked and she's being beat up by this barbaric huge woman while she's being taped by her friends, and she then came to another country. Can you imagine what was going through her mind? You're not really gonna swing back because you don't know who's gonna jump in on the other side. And when you and sometimes when people do things and they hurt you, we ain't mean to go that far. They try to hide it and leave. That's how accidents happen. You sat up there, you wanted to knock this person out and you knocked them out, but you killed them. And then it's an accident because all you wanted to do was knock them out, but you killed them. You murdered them. That lady was too big to be beating on that woman. She was too. First of all, I think it's barbaric. Women shouldn't be fighting anyway. The men didn't do anything. I don't care if you were straight and you were gay. Bottom line, you was a man and you was supposed to stop it. And the girls too. You went there and you could have been jealous. You were waiting for her downfall. You were waiting for her to be naked and vulnerable so you can expose her. The evil, trifling women. Why would you even want them why would you want these heathens in your neighborhood? At the place of your work, your establishment. Why would you even want them there? Why would you want them to be in your communities? These type of people will wait when you're at your lowest. We've all been through certain situations where people try to get you when you're at your lowest. That was the lowest blow that you could have ever did. Even out of dignity. The woman was naked out of dignity, and you sat up there and you jealous. Straight jealousy, man. And it baffles me nowadays that men jealous of women. Like you would literally sit there like you ain't gonna fight back. She is naked. The men, y'all couldn't even survive a war right now. let alone a draft. Like, these dudes ain't no, they're not men out here. Like, there's not a lot of real men out here that would have broke up a fight. And like I said, most people, when they're in that situation, they're looking for somebody to say, hey, 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 break it up, stop it. And shame on y'all trifling parents that raise these brats. You raised them to be barbaric, or maybe they became adolescents and became a part of the world and just didn't want to listen to what you said. But how cold-hearted they are, all in the bathroom. Yo, it was my birthday. I got $500, and I'm the bro. I'm not gonna go over here, and I got a body that catch a charge. I'm getting out of there. I'm going back to the States. Drag him, please, sir. Please drag him. Drag him, and those tattoos that he got on him. Drag him back to Mexico, and may they keep him there. Under the jail. The dirt jails that they have. I don't know. Maybe their jails are a little bit more up to par. But he needs to stay over there. He needs to stay over there. Now it's like you can't even in the black and white neighborhoods, you got these white young adults. They're just basically in college having a good time, and somebody decided to be a samurai and go up in there and chop them all up. We need to figure out where this person is located at so he could get, thou shalt not kill. So I'm not gonna say he could get the chair, but there he needs to be made an example of. Y'all think it's a game out here. I mean, could you imagine, even if the young lady made it back home, what do you think would have gone through her? She would have probably caught the next flight anyway to get the heck out of there. Why would you even want to be with those type of people and you just got abused by them? And maybe they made her drink something and she was so whatever, but why would you wouldn't even want to, you wouldn't even want to be around them type of people. Y'all created Love and Hip Hop. Y'all created shows where it's cute to see beautiful women wrecking each other. Y'all created this mess, thinking it was cute. Then your kids, your young adults bringing out cell phones and stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at her get beat. Look at her get abused. Like, you have become so desensitized. That's why I'm not gonna feel sorry. Even if you say, well, I wasn't the one that was fighting her, I was just taping it. You need to go to jail too just for taping it. This is the thing. I bet you if somebody robbed a bank and you were sitting there taping in with their money. See, one thing that it's amazing to me. When it comes to killing, it seems to me like the courts really don't care too much, especially black folks. They be giving them like 15 years for stuff like that. But let you rob a bank, let you mess with the petrol, let you mess with the coin, they gonna give you like 80 years. And if you videotaping it, they gonna give you like 100 too. I'm sorry, y'all, that I'm a little bit like, but I just feel like I don't think this will be the last time I don't think this would be the last time that I see the ridiculousness, not even the ridiculousness, but the cold-hearted mess of what society has become. Anyway, I'm about to jump out here. Jump out here really quick. my prayers really go to her mother. Ain't nothing like my prayers go to her mother. And I really hope that the FBI does get involved with this, that the authorities don't just say, what happened overseas. Nobody's going to want to go, like, and then I really hope, I really hope that justice is served. Anyway, y'all, I have to go. Y'all have a blessed day today. I didn't want to wake up or talk about this in the morning, but it needs to be talked about that girl situation, that young lady Chanel. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Shaquille. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but bottom line, my that could have been my niece's, that could have been my daughter, that could have been your sister, and we can't sit up here and tolerate all of this fighting on film, and everybody I think people need to be tried for purposely videotaping people's fights. I think we need to, unless you actually witnessing something across the street, you can use that in court. But if you a part of something and you literally trying to say, yeah, I'm a videotape you knocking these people out, there needs to be a law that you purposely try to hurt someone on film to gain, there needs to be some type of law against that. But I'm glad in the sense that they did do that, and the reason why is because now we see what really happened in that room. Now we know who the corporates are. Now we know who these people are. Now we know that was your phone. I saw, I think, 2 to 3 phones, including the one that my eyesight was looking through and your eyesight was looking through. Like, you 3 people, you videotaped that, and 2 were fighting. So automatically, that's 5 people right there. I don't know how many was involved in it, but you did not stop the fight. She got hurt and she died. All of y'all need to be held accountable.